Good morning, daily dose of Drag and Drive addicts. Guys, listen, here's the deal. Today's going to be a short one. I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to get done. I'm sorry I am a few minutes late. The first question I want to ask is, how do I get rid of the sweatbands on my hat? That's one thing I've got to get done. I've got to get those hats clean so I can be ready for us for next week. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. Today's Survive a Drag and Drive tip. I've actually got a few for you. Check your horn on your car right now. Listen, that's one thing that every tech person at these drag and drive events has told me no one checks. So make sure your horn works now so you have time to fix it before you're in the staging lanes and you can get some test and tune time in on Sunday. Gather your insurance and your registration today. Make sure they're in the glove box. What a lot of people do and say is their tip is to put it in a Ziploc bag and actually put it in the car. You need to do it early because you don't need to be trying to get a hold of your insurance company on Sunday for a card. So definitely insurance, registration, and check your horn today, okay? Make sure your insurance card is up to date as well. All right, we're going to jump into the Built for Drag and Drive segment sponsored by our friends at Sweet Patina, the #1 global leader in patina care products and roof rack mounts, which I'm getting some roof rack mounts for the old truck. They look freaking amazing, especially on top of a truck. I'm going to throw my stuff in it. Anyways, the person we are featuring today is Rovic from the Yukon. If you guys remember him, he has been to Sick Week. He's been to Midwest Drags. He's bringing his 10-second car, 10-second 67 Olds 442. He messaged me late last night. I was already asleep. I've been messaging with him this morning as well. He said he's on a mad thrash to make it down there. Little bit of changes on the setup, and very little testing as usual. He changed the ignition box setup, carbon intake setup, some suspension pieces, torque converter, added a gear vendor's overdrive, and some wiring. He's got lots of carb tuning to do before racing. So basically, he's going to do that on his drive to St. Louis. His best average this year has been with Midwest Drags at 10.8839. The car is a big block. I just don't remember what size. I'm sure you'll remember the story of him from Sick Week. He traveled more than 5,000 miles from the Yukon to get to Florida. Since then, he has been on he has literally driven across the country. This will make his third time to drive into the States here to come just for a drag and drive event. He said he traveled a little more than 5,000 miles because he's doing some work-related stuff for Sick Week. It looks like, basically on what I can find, it was like 26 or 2,800 miles for one way for Midwest Drags, and then and he trailered the car to both of those. Now for Drag Week, he's trailered the car part of the way, probably to get it into the States, and then he is driving more than 1,000 miles in the car to test out, tune on the new setup and to test out the gear vendor's overdrive setup, which I think is going to change his life. As much as he drives that car, I think it's going to be really good for him. I know he's probably going to love it. I don't remember the full story. We actually did an interview with him at Midwest Drags, but the audio on it sucked. So sadly, we didn't get that one. But you guys know what that means. We got to hit him up again here on Drag Week, which starts in 2 days. I hope you are ready. Brian Havlick, I'll have some pictures of his stuff tomorrow morning on the episode. He had his entire engine is still apart as of the picture he posted last night. So hopefully they got some of that done over the evening and then into that. So this will be, from what I can find, Rovic's first drag week. And by the end of the year, he will have put more than 18,000 miles getting to and from drag and drive events this year. So that's absolutely insane. That is our feature for today. I will be cutting these episodes down into standalone videos for our friends at Sweet Patina. I do want to say thank you to them for supporting us, and we hope you support them by going to visit sweetpatina.com or following them on your favorite social media app. I have also joined the Hot Rod Drag Week 2022 Discord group. So sorry to everyone that's in there. I'm going to be posting a bunch when we ask some questions. Going to be looking for people to do interviews with, talk about cars, updates, things like that. because we will be obviously going live as often as possible from the event. And then found out yesterday in the Wes Buck show that Monday Morning Racer is going to be attending his first National Drag and Drive event with Hot Rod Drag Week. So we're gonna find him. Monday Morning Racer covers all NHRA type racing, so I think this will be a good experience to bring more drag race fans and drag race people covering or drag race coverage into the drag and drive community. He said that this is like the Le Mans of drag racing, which I tend to agree. It's pretty amazing that, we're going to spend a week in cars that we typically only trailer to the track. So I am working on a few stats for tomorrow. So because it was going to be short today, I'm not going to jump into them. We'll just have a longer episode for tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I'm actually jumping on with Racers and Rods on their podcast called Under the Hood. So I'll be jumping on talking about Drag Week, talking about how the drag and drive community is exploding, how many events we have, and how many more events we're looking for 2023. Man, it really this is a short episode today, so I apologize for that. We'll have a few merchandise items in the truck with us for the trip, but we are not selling them on a table out there. So you'll have to message me. You'll have to find me to purchase something if you need a new shirt, or you need a hoodie, or you need a hat, or you need a decal. If your hat looks like this by the end of the first day or two and you need another one, we'll have a few of those. Merchandise takes up valuable space when you're traveling in the RV all week. So we won't have a ton, but we will have some of that there. So please come see us. Purchasing that stuff helps support what we do here. So let's jump into the comments, see who we got in here this morning. And then I've got to jump out of here. We got folks saying, hi, wipers or Rain-X. Yeah, somebody said wipers and somebody else said Rain-X. Yes. I will say, if you are going to put stickers on your window, I think it was Danny Fat Kid last week said that if you Rain-X your window, the stickers will not stick. So make sure you remember that. And then AJ says here, thank you for all that you do for the Drag and Drive community. Dude, we ain't even started yet, man. Thank you very much for saying that, though. I really do appreciate when you guys say things like that. And then right here, saddest news of the day, Jeff Kirchick says that he officially has to call it on getting his pro-charged Godzilla Mustang done for Drag Week. I have been following his build. It really has been plagued with delays, parts and pieces and engine. I think the engine took an extra 2 weeks to get to him and things like that. So it is sad. Oh man, I didn't even see this here. Just lost a few days of build time that I didn't have. Dang. Well, man, we're sorry. It is good that you're still going to be there. And hey, Plan B car. And then obviously his son's going to be there in the silver Fairmont that we saw on race week. So, or on sick week, sorry. There's race week, sick week, drag week, all of it. All right, guys, thank you very much for hanging out this morning. I appreciate it. We'll be back with a longer episode tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Central. See ya.